My last question to you, Sarita ji, is this. What would you suggest to a layperson who is, in fact, the target audience of such research as to how they can watch out for the inherent bias and separate fact from the agenda driven fiction presented as published research?
At the very outset, readers should first make themselves aware of the journal, the magazine, the blog or organization or the channel that has published this research. We speak of brand awareness as a strategy for marketing for the FMCG industry. So I call for channel awareness. So that awareness is possible by reading and making oneself familiar with previous publications in that forum. And that will give us a fair idea of the content that is popularized by the forum. We should also make ourselves familiar with the previous works or the other works of either the researchers or the study team, the individual researchers or the team that has brought forth a research publication. So if we do that, we become better acquainted with their theoretical paradigms and approaches and how they have undertaken this study. So we should also make ourselves, the other thing is we should also make ourselves familiar with other studies or scholars who have refuted this kind of research and the specific objections to this research that we are reading, right now suppose we are reading in any forum. And we try to understand what their objections were, from the other school of thought. Are these valid objections? And if we can arrive at that conclusion by reading more from other schools of thought and their line of reasoning and how well their argument is posited, we'll be better equipped, is what I think. One of the direct ways of checking for agenda-driven fiction is to simply examine how the research has been presented. So our discussion earlier or so far has been on biases and ethics. And I'm sure that will have given our audience a clue on how that can be done, how we can get to it, how we can pinpoint it. So what one should do is check for consistency right from the start, where a study asserts is its research objective and research design. We need to ask, what are the accompanying hypotheses and research questions? Check if they are congruent. Then what is the criteria for selecting a sample of study and the methods that they have employed to gather data? Is it in consonance with the stated objectives and the research problem? Then is there enough transparency and consistency? And how exactly was the data analyzed? So, and the other thing to look for is why did the study make this specific inference? And did this specific inference come from findings? Was there enough evidence in the findings to actually point towards this sort of an inference? So if the answer to all these questions has us convinced, then the study or the researcher has done a good job. If not, we need to get our objections heard, because I think this is exactly how the lens needs to be switched.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.